Welcome! Once again, we are live here playing the back of the room, Jerry Minor. Usually on Thursdays, we try to talk comedy with my good friends Horatio and Kevin Dorf. Uh, we should have Michael on, but Michael's not going to be here with us today. So, welcome, Horatio, Kevin. How you doing?
Hey,
Thank you, thank
well,
you.
thanks.
Welcome.
You don't have to be so formal.
Well, what the hell's going on with Charlie Kirk, man? Who did
I'm
it?
not going to talk about that.
Well, here's the good news. You don't have to talk about it because the guy's public murder, which lasted about a week, is now a media story. So we've baked it down to what we need as a country. We need to argue about media stuff, not whether or not murder is right.
Murder's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Right, yeah.
that's
I think
everybody's a lot
yeah.
more comfortable with who's right and wrong in the media rather than is murder okay.
Well, that's a short argument, and that's one that people who want to
It,
argue
it,
it.
it, it's a more subtle argument than you think because there's a very this is my suspicion. There's a shocking number of people in our country of any kind who think that there are good murders, and I don't.
Only good
I
murders in the
guess I
building.
I
yeah.
know,
I
and
guess I'm not on board.
I guess I should like I'll preface this and apologize to people who are fans of Luigi, but he really didn't know. Like he really didn't. His whole reasonings for doing that are lot like the people's reasonings. Like he really didn't know that much about health the stats, how much they're denying stuff.
It's just I got lucky. That's his thing. I got there's people that spend years doing murder, and I just got lucky. It's that kind of business.
Yeah,
That's Luigi's, take. He's like the guy
Hey,
who's
was
really
it?
humble, like the 15-year-old that won an Emmy. Like,
I know.
oh,
Oh,
this is
please,
a
please, no,
dream
no,
come
no, no. This
true. Yeah,
this
no,
all goes
no. I
to
mean, come on.
this all goes to the people that drove me crazy, not.
Yeah, but I should be thanking, the people that warped me as a child. Not my murder. This is their murder. This murder award is for them. My
So
coaches.
I will say
My
that
my.
I'm sorry. I was
Yeah,
at
like he wants to thank his baseball coaches. That's what I would think. A lot of pre-planned murders start on the baseball diamond at 13 or 14 years old.
Well,
there,
go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say you know, uh, despite all that, I mean, I was at work yesterday, and as you would imagine, quite a few people that work on the network are upset about the Kimmel thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
And
What are
people
people
should know
saying?
that goes all the way down the line too. That's not just like, oh, people are acting or people who don't even have anything to do with the show. I mean, just people who are like, you know, like the like the I just saw the wardrobe people yesterday and they were all pissed off.
Mm.
This is people's jobs.
Oh.
Oh gosh, yeah. And you shouldn't ever piss off makeup and wardrobe people. It's the
No, they'll
worst.
fuck your shit up. They will fuck your shit up. I used to tell this
That
story
is.
about I would joke around with a wardrobe lady on a show that I worked on, and she hired this really cute assistant, really pretty, and then she fired her. And so one day I came in and was just joking around. I'm like, "You fired her? What's wrong with you? You're jealous. You're jealous." And she was so cute, and it was true. My
Oh
clothes
no.
never fit after that. I'll be like, "Hey, this is too small." She just walk out the room.
Jerry Minor, hard to work with. That's the word. Because that's the first thing you do every day on a job, and this is everyone knows this, is you sit down in a makeup chair. If you're not off on the right foot that morning and got up on the wrong side of the bed or
You're
whatever,
hard to
like
work with.
you're now playing with a loaded gun. You gotta get your shit together because those people talk. That's the switchboard of Hollywood is
Oh yeah, yeah.
makeup.
That's makeup. Yeah.
That is where it all. That's where it gets. That's where reputations are built and destroyed.
There's no doubt. That is true. I made a mistake and said hello to somebody that was in the chair, the star of the show one time. I walked in and I was just like,
Hmm?
oh, I'll just, introduce myself, I guess, And everybody looked at me like I was like I was insane. I was like, oh, I guess I don't, guess I'm not supposed to do that. Talk to this
Yeah.
guy.
You're here for one day. I've been here for 7 weeks, and I've got 8 more weeks to go. Don't talk to
Yes.
me.
Don't,
Just
no,
don't
don't talk
to
to
me.
him. That's going to be a problem if you talk to him. You leave him alone.
Yes.
You do not
Uh,
talk to that guy.
And speaking of people that don't like to oftentimes be bothered at work, Jerry, it looks like ABC's plugged the Kimmel hole with Steve Harvey,
Oh,
Celebrity
did they?
Family Feud.
Is that, is that across the board? Is that in every?
I don't know. I don't know if Sinclair has signed off on this.
Well, I know. Yeah. Well, yesterday some people were doing the memorial, so I would imagine that
So
that was just in the
the
city
door's
markets.
open if you want to give us some Steve.
Welcome to a special family feud.
I love it.
On a
Player,
special night.
name an
Yeah, right.
authoritarian tactic for tamping down criticism.
Steve Charvey was just. But before we begin, we must praise our leader. I want to take this time to thank the president for all he's done for me.
I haven't caught up with Celebrity Family Feud in a while. So is it Celebrity Families? Does anyone know? Are they
It's
No,
both.
all
it's
like?
usually
It's
yeah.
I did one where it was comedy people versus men against women, so it was just a UCB kind of
Okay.
thing. But
Who
a
was
lot
on
of
your
them are
team?
TV shows, are like a whole cast of shows, and a lot of them are people and their families.
Who
Yeah.
was
So
on
the
your team?
family is like the people who are on,
It
Blackish
can
or
be both.
something.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's just cast members from a show. Kanye was on it. I think these are from a few years ago. Kanye and Kim were on it.
You
Um,
who was on your team?
it was Paul Shear mostly. Like him. I think he was the one that got it going, and then it was Eugene, me. Fuck, I forget. But good people
Eugene.
on both sides. Yeah, good people that you would know. So it was
Uh huh.
fun. We really had a really fun time doing it. And we were like, this is the greatest thing we've ever done. And then, when you see the show, they cut out all the fun stuff because we were just going nuts and they were loving it. And he was laughing too. Like Steve would be at some point and be like, "You forgive us, everybody. Comedians have a special way that they make jokes." So,
Oh, that's good.
like
I'm
us
glad he was just
comedians,
like.
we have a certain way that is, a little dark. If you forgive us.
I'm glad he claimed you, and he wasn't like, I don't understand what they saying either, player. I don't know what's
No,
going
no, he
on with them.
claimed us. He claimed us.
They crazy.
Baby girl, give me a straight answer, please.
So, what was your questions? Were they just like regular questions? They weren't like improv questions, were they?
Yeah, totally regular.
Huh.
So me and Jessica Savage, we were like, we had to go up to the podium and do the thing, and everybody had different bits that they were going to do with their partner, and ours was just we were going to make out. It wasn't my suggestion; it was hers.
I'm glad you said that.
I was like, sure, that sounds great. So it's how you say hi, and then we're just like, right on the podium, and he's like, What the
He's
hell's going on here?
Going wild.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Baby girl, you wilding with my man.
They about to make love up in here.
Baby girl, get serious. You have 2 strikes. Like when he says get
Everybody-
serious.
You have
All
to
right, now
understand, people.
let's get serious.
Comedians are
You
very
got 2 strikes?
promiscuous.
You have to understand, we fucking on each other all constantly.
We're sex addicts. We sex addicts up in here. We just, no impulse control. Just a
Most of
teachable
us
moment.
narcissism. Most of us is narcissistic. And with that comes a lot of infidelity. With ladies, some boys get freaky too. I don't play that. That part I don't play.
Dudes.
Men's with men's, women with men. And then don't get me started on the drugs. Anyway.
It started as Steve Harvey, and we're sliding him down to like a storefront preacher with like huge dialect swings.
It's true.
That's how we do.
He's not. He's not as dialect heavy as you think he would be.
No, but he does have a
But he
southern.
uses it really surgically. Like it's very very tempered.
That's true.
And
That's
very
true.
key. He's very like.
He's from
locked in.
Cleveland, by the way.
He is from Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland, Mississippi. No, whatever. I've already sunk myself on this, so I can go. I guess doesn't matter what I say now.
I found something that I really got to show you. It's a really funny. I mean, we were talking about late night. Kevin used to work at late night. I guess we all worked at late night, but Kevin did the more traditional strip show late night.
At the coal face, 4 shows a week, not like you layabouts.
Did you always do 4 shows, or did you ever do 5?
When I first got there, it was 5,
And
then after a couple of years, we went to 4.
I mean, we're saying that about people who go to work every day. Some people who work 7 days a week. But like,
Nurses.
4 days a week.
Yeah.
How could you do such a thing?
Wait, who works 7 days
Nurse.
a week?
Are you kidding me?
Doctors, sometimes nurses.
1/3 of this country.
Yeah.
They don't
Some
get
people
2
have,
days
like,
off?
Well, they'll
They
have
don't get
like
weekends off?
sometimes they'll have 7 days, 3 days off. You know, like they'll work a week and then get a week off, stuff like that. You know.
Yes,
I think I could say for all of us, glad we was layabouts.
Yeah, this beats air traffic controlling for a living.
Yes,
At least when we make mistakes, we're the only one that suffers usually.
it's mostly us that suffers. Yeah,
I don't forget
Pretty
that.
good.
I don't forget that. I do. You know, when I think about because there are times when I look around when they say action, and I look around and go like, nobody else is. This is all me now. They did their job, and now
I guess that was my cue.
Yes.
Okay. Well, 3 of us knew the scene. That's not bad.
I wanted to show you this
a
sketch, a video that I don't think these guys like do. This just came across my feed somehow, and I don't think that they like do sketches, but I thought it was funny. But you have to see it to the end.
Steve Craigman. I'd like to pair a nice Cab Sav with a dark chocolate 98% cacao. I'm a smug cocksucker at dinner parties, and I'm Bill Maher's official woo guy. Yeah, I'm the woo guy. I don't care that my wife left me. Epstein Files. I'm still waiting for a re-release of the X-Files. God, I could use some black pussy. Netanyahu is acting like a damn yoo-hoo. We don't work for Israel. Now that being said, I do think everyone in Palestine should be killed. I could use some black pussy. Yeah. Woo! Did you know Hamas is being run by babies? Yeah. Woo! Trump's lack of decorum is sickening, quite frankly. Did you know the leader of Hamas is a 9-month-old? I like to call him Agent Orange. You see that thing on his fucking head? God, I miss my kid, Denny. Yeah! Woo! God, I could go for some ebony pussy. It's got good legs. I'm an adult. God, I miss my son. If you watch an episode of Real Time, you'll hear me. You'll hear me after every joke.
Just the word Cracker Barrel. They used to have a barrel, and quite frankly, a cracker standing next to the barrel.
Woo! Now see, Bill's joke was gonna fall flat there, but I came right in and I saved it with a swift yeah! Woo! Yeah! Woo! So I don't really listen to most people in my life. That's my son. It's my son Denny's grave. Yeah. He shot up a sorority and then killed himself a few years ago. He used to call himself a top G. Well, Denny, you'll always be my top G. Bye, son.
This was
He's got it together, man. He's funny. That's really cool. What a great ending.
Boy, am I excited. They have such big asses.
Yeah, that was good.
Great.
I forgot about the ending. The ending was before. I saw this before this last shooting. This last trash. But the ending was the only thing that made it work. Made the whole sketch worth it to me.
Yeah, sure.
No, it pays off great.
I don't know if you noticed him saying. He kept saying in between, like, "Oh, I wish I could get some black pussy. I wish I miss my." He kept saying, "I miss my son."
Yeah. No, he's setting it up great.
Anyway, I thought it was very funny, very tragic. Anyway,
Well, now it's finding out. But he's on. I mean, he's on the right track about this kind of gadfly bullshit that passes for oh, it's a whole comedy show. No, not really. It's not really a whole comedy show. It's a cocktail party, and they're sitting, and you're allowed to look through the window of it, but you're not in it. So if that's fun for you, here, give us an hour of your life.
now he does say that that's what it is, that's what the show is.
No, he admits it. Yeah, that's true enough.
And you, I don't know, people know this.
What you guys talking about?
He has Bill Maher show.
Mark.
Oh, okay.
And they do drink beforehand too.
Oh yeah, they
Sure.
were drinking.
I wish I could. I can't show the clip of when I was on there, but I was when I was a guest on the show as a
You were
performer.
total toady. You're like, that's funny, Bill. That's funny, Bill. You totally.
Well, at that point, I was on the second HBO show, and at that point they were still doing a comedy segment,
Yeah.
and I did the
Yeah.
comedy segment. So I wasn't on the panel or anything, although the panel was like crazy heated. It got crazy heated. I think Eric Michael Dyson was on. And then they were like, all right, now this comedy. So, you can see why they kind of took it out after that. But yeah, you drink beforehand. I was doing other drugs, which were very apparent. If anybody ever wanted, I wish I could play it right now, but you can kind of see. It's very apparent what I was doing before that show. Here we go. Yeah.
I'm thinking,
Carlin saying that when he hosted
Jerry.
Saturday Night Live, and he's like, I don't like watching myself on that show because I could see the effects of the drugs that I was doing. I was doing my monologue. It's like my jaw was just like.
I'm giving some thought, Jerry, to visiting the Mitten.
Where do you want to go?
Start off in Detroit, rent a car. This will be about next month, I think, about a month from now. Probably hit Frankenmuth
Oh
for
yeah.
starters. and then go up from there. And I have never really been to the north coast part, the northeast part too much.
So you're talking about Frankenmuth at the end? You know, I don't.
No,
I
at the
don't think I'm.
beginning, and then go up a little, maybe towards Flint, Bay City.
I'm saying at the end of Halloween. It'll be right around Halloween time, right?
Yeah, it'd
Yeah,
be
I've
right
never been up there
before.
Halloween time. Christmas is obviously the Frankenmuth is when
Oh,
you want to go, but I would imagine Halloween time must be fun too.
it's always fun.
The rest of northern Michigan, I haven't been up there in a long time. I used to go up there a lot. Yeah, I'd like to go up there too.
I was kind of hoping you'd have some Flint recommendations.
Oh, don't go to Flint. I mean, you gotta go past.
Isn't I mean,
There's nothing there to see. Don't go
I
there. I
kind
don't go there.
I'm in the process of kind of figuring out that there's nothing there, but I haven't concluded that. But if Grand Funk Railroad is from Flint, and I think they are, shouldn't there be something I can go to about that? Shouldn't there be a Grand Funk Railroad museum or something?
No.
But I don't think there
The
is.
most you could get,
and-
I remember when I was a kid that somebody spray painted it on a railroad car. They put Grand Funk above railroad. That's the most I've ever. I don't know what school they went to. I don't know where what side of town they were from.
I know who they are. I just don't know anything about them.
Wait, Dorf, why are you going to Detroit?
Just to go to Michigan next month. Should be around some fall weather.
Michigan?
I got mad in the last 2 weeks about how hot it was here, so I started to take measures. I want to go.
Are you
somewhere
driving?
else. Well, once I get there.
Once you get there, renting a car?
Yeah. But like it was like 90,000 degrees here for like 2 straight weeks, and I'm like, I want out. So
Yeah.
Sure,
I
man.
think I'm gonna just. Head
Well,
to
it's finally breaking here.
Yeah, I know
Here
you
in
got that
Vegas.
green.
Now,
Yeah, the weather's
is
getting better.
that me with the
Just today.
No.
is that me
no,
with the
that's me.
chainsaw? Oh, is that still
Nope,
going
that's
on?
me. Oh yeah, no, it's definitely still going on. And if it
That's what.
becomes intolerable, I'll just mute.
That's why you want to
Listen you
leave.
guys, because it's a number of things. It's a concatenation of unpleasant things right now. Very hot, dry weather, constant construction noise, including whatever that is, which I assume is some sort of saw they use to carve up human beings or something. It's very loud. It's awful. It's every day. It starts at 7:30, which I didn't even think you were allowed to start.
Yeah,
that
no,
early,
it
and
actually though, isn't it? I forgot what the law
believe it or
is.
not, right, yeah, but like believe it or not, I haven't called the cops on them.
I have. I've done that before. Yeah. Next door, they were starting up. They would start early. I'm like, no. I got a baby here.
That's the difference. Yeah, that's the difference between owning and renting. When you're renting, you're like, I just got to live with it. When you're owning, it's like, I don't have to live with this.
Oh, they were starting at like 5 in the morning. I'm like, nah.
No.
Yeah, these
I
guys
just
must
got
have
to
just
bed
got
an
up
hour
and they're like,
ago.
hey, let's just start, dude. Let's have those small beers, and then we'll start at 5 o'clock in someone's yard.
It was
You were
such
a new
a
dad, so you'd only gotten to bed an hour ago, and they're starting at 5 a.m.
such a slap.
my
I know,
God,
right?
yeah.
Well, I had a kid then, but it was such a slapdash crew too. I'm just like, this isn't even this crew can't be have the
This isn't
right
sanctioned.
permits for building.
It's just a wildcat operation.
These men are climbing up the wall. They don't even have ladders.
I'm muting. This is terrible.
That's okay, man.
I mean, at least you can hear us, right? You can unmute anytime you want to talk, right? I feel bad for him though. He's got to he's got to endure that. Just knowing that he's going through.
Yeah, I'm thinking about Frankenmuth right now. This is the only thing I'm doing. Just Frankenmuth, paradise.
So I will tell you, there's a cool hotel that has an indoor water park there. that is that's really awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Right next to the
A water
Bronner's.
park inside a hotel.
A water park inside, indoor water park. Yeah.
So is it like an atrium and then it's like a roller coaster or something inside in the middle?
Huge, huge, big indoor like facility next to the hotel that you can see inside. It's like glass, so you can see inside from the outside. And with a bunch of what do you call those things? Slides, water slides, like curly water
Yeah.
slides, and it's just a bunch of them, and a big giant like lazy Susan kind of whirlpool that people can in the middle of it, and then just a bunch of like little water, not little, but like water things that kids can play in, water basketball. There's a big giant like contraption that dumps water on people every hour. I mean, this is like a huge waterfall that comes on people. Yeah, it's a you can't even imagine. It's like a water park outdoors, but it's inside.
Well, I know Dorf's gonna go to that.
Yeah, that might definitely happen. I would stand under a waterfall for quite a while right now, just to get away from this noise.
Break in that new
Peaceful.
Speedo.
I will.
With the water.
Yeah, it's ready. It's ready to go. And I took your advice this time and bought an extra small.
And I gotta say, Flint. My recommendation for Flint is you gotta check out the Subway sandwich shop on Ballinger and Dort. That's
All right, noted.
This reminds me of driving through Detroit, where a police officer stopped me told me to not stop at any more red lights. He's just like, keep going. That's the most gangsta of all cities, I guess, because cops are just like, just don't stop here, man. Just go. Expressways that way. Just don't stop any red lights.
What is the somebody's the Great Wolf Lodge? What is the Great Wolf Lodge? Anyone?
The Great Wolf Lodge? Dorf, you don't know?
It's the place Jerry was talking about. It.
Oh, okay.
Or much like it. It's a family.
Yeah.
Rec place. Yeah.
I forgot what the name of it is called. I know it's next to Bronner. Bronner's is the famous place in Frankenmuth. A lot of people in the Midwest get their catalog for Christmas stuff. A lot of people from Chicago get their catalog, so you can buy stuff. Like you can get it sent to you. But a lot of people go there to their big Christmas shop. They got everything Christmas, like a million. I don't know what you can figurines, nameplates. Any kind of Christmas decoration you can think of, they've got. Yes.
Year round?
Year round.
That's crazy.
They also have
that's my buddy
a.
Steve.
I think something you'd like, Kevin. There's a restaurant there that I used to go to when I was a kid. We'd take a lot of like field trips there when I was a kid. There's a restaurant that is, I guess they've stayed in. It's called a Bavarian restaurant, but it was the style is Bavarian, which I have no idea what that refers to. But everybody dresses like they're in like the 1870s, like all the waiters and the waitstaff.
Yeah.
Lederhosen and such.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That sounds like Dorf's place.
Yeah,
That
my
sounds like
name
a
is
Dorf place.
my name is Dorf, and it's gonna work out for me that everyone's dressed like newly reunified Germany, 1870s Bavarian style. I'm gonna be comfortable in that environment.
Yeah, I
Schnitzel.
loved
Have
it when I was
schnitzel for me.
a kid, and I went a couple of years ago, and I was just creeped out. I did not enjoy it.
For me, the creep factor is kind of part of the fun of it. Going to any place where it's Christmas every day is bound to be weird, and I'm kind of ready. I'm a little ready for that.
Have you ever been to
You know what?
Julian?
I went to one. They were like, no one here is willing to serve you.
You're making that up.
And you're like, you guys are like
No.
from the old times. They're like, no, now. No one wants to serve you now.
No. He's making it up. Bavarians are famous for their greed. They want your money. If anything, she was going to
I don't want
upsell
people
you.
thinking. Exactly. Yeah, Dorf. I don't want to tell people like to stop going to German restaurants because you love them, and you don't want them to go away.
No,
And I don't
right,
want them to go away.
and right, yeah. Patronize more German themed restaurants.
What's the one in New York
It
that
gives
had?
you
It was like
some
perpetually.
perspective.
There was one in New York that was perpetually like Christmas decorated.
Yes, there was. Oh
Was
God!
that the one
Now you're
over
making
by
me think.
Union Square?
That sounds right. It was
Yeah.
the whole get up and the whole like Bavarian mountains thing,
Yeah.
Bavarian forests.
I think Ali used to say that you pass by that place and everybody in there looked like they were wolves. He's like, they're all eating meat in there. So
Yeah, it's a Bavarian thing. You wouldn't get it. Yeah.
You could take that a lot of ways. They're just like wolves in there, like like the Wolfsstachen. Like this wolf, like it's run by ex-SS officers.
Now,
The
see, then
wolf
you go
pack.
bring up the Nazis. You know, like
Oh
if
yeah, I
you
don't want to
call
offend any Charlie Kirk fans.
right.
No offense.
Yeah, we got there. Great.
no
We
offense.
got there.
Nazis. If you're a
Unbelievable.
Nazi,
It's
no
great.
offense. Nice
Yes, definitely
people.
not. Not.
Don't
I
wanna
may
offend
not agree
Nazis.
with what Nazis say, but I will die to defend the Nazi.
This has always been our ethic here in the United States. We don't want Nazism. We just want to preserve it. We don't want to live under it.
And most importantly, we want to joke about it.
But it needs to be
Let us
carefully
joke about it.
curated and joked about. That's our stance.
I don't get that. I mean, we still like, we have a friend Mark who does this German character Heino, who a lot of people know is a German folk singer. And the way Germans react to him, because there's always some trepidation. There's always like a mistrust of like, what exactly are you trying to do, man?
Are you shitting on Heino? Because don't.
No.
Yeah, like
Or,
usually 4 or 5 people show up, right? That think they're going to go see some kind of Heino tribute.
Somewhat. And then there's also
A
the
straight-
people who are German, who that Heino represents to them a kind of nationalism that is kind of embarrassing. And so they're kind of like,
Right.
how do you
It's
know about
corny.
that? Yeah, it's corny. Yeah.
They're always a little bit. Yeah, they're a little bit mystified.
Mark just happens to look exactly like this guy.
It's great.
Except for one, the real guy has bulgy, weird eyes, but
Which
Mark doesn't
wears
have.
sunglasses.
But, yeah, he looks.
but
You
Mark
just,
wears
I think
sunglasses,
that's why he must have seen it, in Toronto, and
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, I look like this fucking guy. Maybe even found the album. I'd like to ask him how he came up with that.
I
We
think it
got
was
to
the
get him on
album.
next week. I mean, he'll do it. He'll talk about Heino. In fact, he'll show up as Heino if you ask.
I should get
Is that right?
And then people can see the real thing. Because I've seen Mark's interpretation of Heino dozens of times, and I think it's really funny. And if you don't know who Heino is and all that, that's fine. But he was he is and was and still is and all that a beloved but silly pop star from way back in Germany. So like, we don't have Pat Boone anymore in this country, but he was very much like a sort of almost a Pat Boone. He just sang pretty harmless pop music, Schlager music, as they call it in Germany. And he's
Schlager?
again,
Yeah.
Schlager music, which means middle of the road pop music. And so when I've been around at Mark's shows, when like Germans are there, and they're like, "This is great," and I don't know what to think about it, and I love it, and keep going. They just they're always really game because they don't think anyone knows about Heino, and it turns out some weirdos like us do, and it's pleasing.
He was also when he
And he
first. I
plays
don't think he
every
does
year. He
his.
comes to LA, he comes to Red Lion, and he does Oktoberfest, Long Beach, right?
He's coming back, in a
He's
couple
doing
weeks. So glad to
Is he coming? Do
advertise
you
it
know
for him.
that?
He is, yeah. I just talked to him a couple
Oh,
days ago.
good. So
Yeah.
I want to catch him.
Maybe we should have him
Maybe I'm
on. We
gonna
should
do
have him
that.
on so he could explain what he's doing.
I will.
Yeah, we should have I think Mark would be a great guest, obviously. Mark Hickok says Heino. If you live near where he's coming, go see him.
Yeah, I forgot. I'll give him a chance to plug himself if he wants to. Yeah.
No one plugs Heino better than Mark. It's great.
He's still going. He's still doing them a lot. I have a friend that just moved to Toronto, a professor. He's been hanging out with Mark, and he's like, "I'm going to see Heino next week." I was like, "Do you know what that is?"
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Excellent.
But yes,
So,
Which professor?
yeah,
Professor X?
Professor X. Yes, he's reading your mind right now. He says, "Stop eating hamburgers so much. Chill out with the burgers."
Now I am on a somewhat of a shorter leash than I was on previously, so I'm going to get going. But
Thank you for joining
I'm
us.
sorry to leave you guys, just the two of you, but you two are a lot more entertaining than any other two. So it's not like we're shorting the crowd.
No. Do your thing. Thank you for nice seeing you. Talk to you later.
Yeah, man. And I'm not leaving for Michigan yet, so plenty of time for more recommendations.
If you want, yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Well, we'll see you
And
soon, man.
just to save time, I know where the casino is in Mount Pleasant. You don't have to tell me where that is. Oh, I found it already previously. And I want to...
Soaring Eagle?
Yeah. Soaring Eagle. And I just want to say I think I helped build some of the additions and some of the improvements on the property. I feel like I'm responsible, and I think it's a great place. And probably will be... What's the word? Patronizing? Yeah. I'll be going in there to get sucked dry while I'm in the mitten.
Patronizing was better, but okay.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna get taken to the cleaners over at Soaring Eagle. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a pleasure compared to construction noise. Bye, guys.
Take it easy, buddy.
Bye. Have a good one.
Get you in here, Mr. Raj.
I like to, I think do you follow, are you on social media other
Not
than
at
this, other than YouTube?
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
Yeah, you fucking, it's been so brain warping.
Yeah.
And you
I
can
know.
see it in real time happening so fast. Like, if you like one tiny thing that you're like, that makes my brain feel good right now. Boom, there's one later. There's another, right? It's like, it's so, and then so you can see the hate machine working so fucking well.
Well,
Like,
now there's all
it's
bots
busy.
and different countries that get to jump in it, And I mean,
Yeah.
one of the reasons I got off of social media because I was angry all the time. I was getting mad at people that were friends of mine and stuff, and I was like, if I don't know what these people are saying, because you can get angry at anybody. If somebody's gonna say something to piss you off at some point,
Yeah.
about something. I was like, man, I don't want to. If I didn't know this about people, I wouldn't be mad at them. So I'm just gonna not know their every thought every second, that gets manipulated and.
I just unfollow them. So
That's right.
you're pissing me off now to a point where it's like starting to like stick, like the unpleasantness of what you say and what you're doing is starting to stick for like a half hour, and I'm like, I can't have that. And the person's just the sweetest person in the world
Yeah,
in
if you
real
saw him,
life,
yeah.
but
Well,
they're
I
just
got.
completely brain changed.
Oh man, it just. I mean, I saw somebody with, and this can go any way. Just people just like take, if you're online constantly. But I saw somebody just like whole truck decked out with like a Charlie Kirk memorial, and I'm like, man, you wouldn't do that if this is. If it wasn't for social media, that's not something you would do. There'd be no reason, You might put some. I don't know. If you really were a fan of his, maybe you put something up. But I mean, like he wrote all over his windows and shit, all over the whole truck, man. It's crazy.
Like I can't. Yeah, I mean, because we usually, we're the type of it. If something really is gross, just don't watch it. And with Charlie Kirk, because of the algorithm, I never got Charlie Kirk stuff,
Yeah.
so I
No.
didn't get to see how nasty he was. Every once in a while, Fox or something would show something, and something would come up on your feed, but it was not really like I didn't know the guy was that beloved, followed, important to the Republican Party, all that stuff. I had no idea.
I
So
didn't think it was. I didn't think he was. That's why when I heard about it, I'm like, that seems like a low level thing for somebody to go after. Like, why are they just going after a dude like a podcaster? I didn't know I knew about the organization. I knew that it was supposed to be for young people. I knew he went to colleges. I knew he went and did that. The debating, but yeah, no, I didn't know that either. I didn't know that people cared about him that much or even knew who he was.
I think it's something first, something that he a part. It was like a party, and it was all about reaching out to college kids and
Yeah.
changing minds, and it's all Christian based.
Yeah.
And then it's real. Then you just said a lot of racist kind of shit just to get some attention. Uh,
Well, that stuff had a lot of money
but
behind it too. There were a lot of like billionaires that the way he started that, which I was kind of looking into. That whole organization was like he went to people and was like, I want to push conservatism to young people because
yeah,
I'm going to counter what they're learning in school, which is everything else. I mean, people say it's liberalism, but I think like college is a place where you just learn everything. People are, you just, like you're exposed to everything. So it's not just one form of government or whatever, but, um, but
and
anyway,
quite frankly, just by being around other kids that are even in college, you're getting better
you're exposed
conversations. You're
to it.
getting
Yeah.
you're getting passions like arts coming out.
Yeah.
It's not like liberal college means let's uh whatever. That's not no. You're not going to try to change laws to make things more liberal. It just means you know fucking be
You're,
free to do your thing. Just
yeah. Yeah, that's
learn.
what it's for. Yeah, yeah. You're learning. You're just exposed to a lot. But people see it as a threat because you know do learn something else, and so from somebody that's like from some small town or whatever, sometimes it is a cultural shock for them to go to college and like start learning like, oh, people are like this, and sometimes people do change when they see more life, if the life was
And for
closed
me, when
off.
I started, I had really good friends and I joked around and stuff, and we were very like minded. But until you got into like, I started hanging out with Walsh and Adam McKay and these people, you know, you're just like you're learning a lot of shit. And so through improv, you have people that are a little smarter than you showing you things, and now you've picked those up, and now you're making fun of those things. So you just get this general, um, broad kind of sample of things you should know, like things that are going to be that people are going to make fun of. People, like you can't explain it right now off the bat, but there's like, um, this weird thing happened in the '80s, and we all know it. You know, we all know about it. We all know how to make fun of it, and it'll come in handy. And whatever that. And I'm a little bit of rambling now, but um,
You went to Columbia College. Is that where you met all those people, like Adam and
No, I met all those people. I met Walsh at Del Close class at IO,
Oh,
and then I was after I met McKay after a show at IO at Papa Milano's in the basement.
and did you guys decide to go to Columbia just because it was like they were doing improv and stuff there?
No, yeah, well, it was like an arts college in Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
and they had They had a film department.
Oh, right, yeah.
That when I realized that I didn't really want to be a technician, uh, you know, I was like, yeah, I don't want to be on this end of it. It's too much work. It's too much. You have to be precise in a lot of ways.
Yep.
On the other end, you could fuck around a little more, and so that's what I did. Yeah. So I didn't really like take any. Well, I took this thing that was the missing pages of history, which was this history class, the missing pages of history. So all it was basically someone trying to retell all history that we've learned in grammar school, all the bullshit.
Uh-huh.
Someone's like, "Oh yes, we did massacre Indians. Get the fuck out of here!" No, we did. They attacked George Washington. That's what that happened. No, that's not what happened. Right? So
You just made the all the conservatives' point. That's what I mean. They go there and they learn all that stuff. They learn George Washington was gay, and everybody gets to be a woman.
no, but it's the truth. It's like it's the version of history we should have been kind of taught.
Sure.
You know, it didn't get into how the government was, putting crack into the neighborhoods to get people fucked up. They didn't go that far, but it was a lot of the
It was
American
happening
Indian
It was happening
slavery,
at that point,
that kind of thing, Jim Crow kind of stuff. It was kind of to re-educate you. Like, this is how kind of really it went down.
Mm-hmm.
Because up in high school, you're still learning the same fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's a broad stroke kind of. I think it all leans into wanting to be part of. They want us to be proud of America, so they tell us these stories. And I'm sure that's indoctrination 101 everywhere in every land. It's like, start telling them how good fucking the Sudan is. Get them to like the Sudan.
Yeah. Oh, I meant to ask you this because a lot of comedians have said this. Have you ever been invited to Israel?
I went to Israel. I wasn't invited.
Oh, you went. You just went and visited though.
I was going out with Jen, and her friend is Israeli, so she had her wedding in Israel. So I just went there for like a week. I really liked it. People we met were fine. Everyone was nice. I drove through Nazareth.
Oh, really? Now that's
drove through Nazareth.
The Nazareth is mostly Palestinian, isn't it? Or is it? No, it's Bethlehem.
I think so. They looked at us weird.
Yeah.
They looked at us pretty weird. We stopped at the gas station. So anyway, I found it really nice. It was like not really political at all. I went to, I did go to the Holocaust Museum. It was very emotional. Then we went to the Black Sea, where the mud is.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like that's a lot of people like that, like going by the ocean. That's what I want.
No, in the Mediterranean, the beaches in the Mediterranean, Israel, are really nice. In Tel Aviv, I guess. Nice mix of people. It really is kind of pleasant. And nothing got blowed up while I was there, so that's good.
Yeah, well, you probably before a lot of that stuff was happening, right?
No, I don't know. I think it was. I had no worries about that kind of thing. You'd hear about people would tell stories, but yeah. Like there's the American Joe Cafe where the bus was blown up. Really,
Oh,
that
right.
kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
No, but I enjoyed it.
I know a lot of comedians. I shouldn't say comedians because I was thinking about that, like those comedians that went to Saudi Arabia to do that to do that show, which I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
You got all that money, but people get invited to go to different countries to, like you said, to make them look good, or for public relations. They invite people.
Oh, one time, this guy from NBC, like, fuck his name was Greenblatt or somebody, and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing? Can you go meet with this guy? He just wants the place to look more diverse or something." Anyway, like we shook hands and took pictures, and I was like, "What? That's what the fuck?" I mean, not even a. And you know why? Because it was, why don't you go do that as a favor, and maybe whatever shit show that you're trying to keep going will happen, or
Right.
let me besmirch shows I was on, but yeah, so it's like maybe they'll pick you up if you talk to them and you help them out.
Right.
So I did. I'm in the same town, and like, so okay, I'm a clown, so I don't have to wear a suit jacket.
Right. He just took pictures. All right, get out of here.
Pretty much.
I mean, people don't realize all the glad handing
hand.
that they expect a lot of actors to do, like the upfronts. And I think even when you were at SNL, you don't have to do as much as like a lot of people on network shows. Like you have to go and talk to people who are advertising on your show, and people just come up to you. I don't know who they are, and you gotta talk to them.
Yeah, interesting thing. Lauren didn't like that kind of publicity.
Yeah,
early on for acting. He was like, don't go on unless you got something to sell. That was his thing. It's pretty decent philosophy.
Yeah.
But because it makes everything special if if you're not all over the place like on a regular circuit. You don't want to look. I mean, I don't know. As far as being an SNL actor, it seemed like a better thing to just stay away and keep the mystery alive.
I'm sure some of that is selfish, for him. Like I don't want my actors all over the place, which I would understand. I wouldn't want that too. Most shows don't want you all over the place, Like even if you're on a show, you only get a certain amount of other things you can do during a year that they'll let you do. A lot of times in your contract, you can't do a lot of stuff. So because otherwise, you could just like be working and then
Are you having problems with your shorts?
What's that?
Are you having a problem with your shorts?
Oh, I'm just, I just thought I'd get two things done at one time, so I'm just gonna pleasure myself while we talk. You folks don't mind, do you, out there?
They don't mind. Half of me can masturbate, and half of me could talk about comedy.
Or I could talk about masturbation. I'll do whatever you folks want. I'm just trying to keep a career going over here.
So the algorithm keeps feeding me like black radio beefs, like Charlemagne the God versus Dame Dash.
How did you get that? You must have clicked on something, and then it.
Well, yeah, I clicked like because I follow Charlemagne just to see what people are thinking over there. Man, storming here.
You just want to get his thoughts. Gotta get tell me his thoughts every day.
I want to hear how they think. No, but it's a lot of call. Everybody's calling each other out on podcasts, like shit.
Social media.
They're like, yeah, like there was someone was on a podcast. I forget the guy, and he immediately like gets in the guy's faces. You're not gonna fuck me like you did Aries Spears. You're not gonna do me like you fucking did Aries Spears. Aries Spears is a bitch. I'm just like, Aries Spears isn't even there. Like he's getting just fucking trashed and thrown under fucking these two idiots. And there just seems a lot of that shit, man. Man, Damon Dash, that motherfucker's broke, man. He can't do shit. You know?
I've been following the Damon Dash thing. But I haven't watched it because it hadn't got me just to click on it. So I'm just like, oh, because I know he's an asshole, and I'm like, he's just trying to get attention. But
yeah, this is his promotional front. He's pushing forward all his promotions right now for himself.
He's putting his chips out. He's pushing his chips
everything.
All in.
Prince was a homosexual.
Right. Yeah. Oh, man. No, I'm about shit, man. Couple weeks from now, man. I'm about to do that. After.
Just start a super promo.
No, I'm just start talking about how
start beef.
David Cross touched my butt and. Yeah, man, they all a bunch of homos, man. All of them, all gay. Huh?
They wrote a sketch for me where I had to sit on one of their hands. They freaky like that. They're too smart. They're too smart to go and just say, hey, let me feel your ass because it feels good to me. But they sneak shit like that. And everybody's in the conspiracy. That's what you got to do, man. That's what you got to do to get in the business.
That's what you got to do, man. You got to sit on people's hands.
You got to suck off 3 people. You got to suck off these 3 people. Then you can sell a record. But I don't guarantee someone's going to buy it.
What happened to all the Puff Daddy stuff? Like that's what he was. All that stuff. Like, man, if you want to deal with Puff Daddy, man, you had to blow him, lick his balls. Now all that stuff is gone. Nobody's saying anything after the trial when they figured out that the freak-offs were just him, his girlfriend, and some other dude, and he was sitting in the corner. Like, oh, that's the freak-offs.
Yeah, and
it wasn't 100 people.
Of 3 like studded dudes. Like, yeah. And his girlfriend's getting thrown all over the fucking place and keeps coming back to him. Slapped around in the hotel. Freak off for his fucking. What a life. At some point you gotta reassess what that deal is.
Dude,
what am I getting?
It sounds
here?
like he was just, people forget though, he was a musician. I mean, that's really powerful, of course, for a rock star. He almost died.
Sure. Yeah. No, he's living to the in the extremes, as they say, the extreme edges of our norms.
Have you ever heard? I found this out the other day. There's a there's this thing called the Order of the Nine. It's a real thing. It's a satanic Nazi cult.
Yeah, the ones that work in that German restaurant in New York.
Welcome, man. No, it's a real thing. I found out about. There's a couple of these groups that's actually like there's actually a Satan worshiping Nazi cult running around in the United States.
Where are they headquartered? No one knows.
They're all over. It's called the Order of the Nine Angles, and then there's another one called 467. I guess the police watch them. The feds have been watching them for years, but they've committed like murders and shit. And
is that who? Are you saying that's who did Kirk?
No, but there's there's a lot of groups like that are like accelerationists, like that are like trying to make a race war happen.
Yeah.
And a lot of those people now they're like activated. I don't know who shot that dude, man. I mean I guess it was this kid, but I don't know what happened with that. This whole thing is weird to me. I'm not a conspiracy person at all, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? This is crazy.
You know, I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist about JFK and about this. It's not like I believe, I don't believe in alien cover-up, although that may be the most plausible. I don't believe in Bigfoots,
Really?
and so I just, this reality is what I stick to.
Wait a minute, bro. You
And I
don't
don't
believe in
know,
Bigfoot?
like,
You don't believe in Bigfoot. All the times you watch Star Wars, you see that Wookiee walking around with Han Solo. You still
yeah, I
don't
bought
believe
into the character.
you still don't believe in Bigfoot?
I don't believe that there is a creature. That creature exists. No.
Fuck you.
I like the idea. I like the iconography. I like everything that's it sells Slim Jims. I love that. I love dolls. I love dolls.
I love sell some gems. I'm hoping to get you back. I'm gonna go back to my my screen. If anybody's interested in the Order of the Nine, that was last week. Let me know. Not investing in crypto coin. No. Let's see. Let me find. David Cross. He touched Einstein's butthole too after convincing Albert he was his. Nice. Let's see if I can get Horatio back. And see if I can find something about the Order of the Nine. So there's two groups, and I think that they are somehow one comes from the other one, or one is influenced from the other one. Order of the Nine Angles is the name of the group. Let's see if we can see. Oh, they make music? Jesus. They do chants? Oh, this is crazy. What the fuck? Oh, y'all. Let's see. Order of the Nine Angles chant. I wonder if it's copyrighted. Diabolus by the nameless therein's lexicon. All right. All right. If I get copyright struck over some dumb shit like that. I used to find stuff about Satanism so scary. I am not scared. I mean, I don't want these people coming after me. Obviously, these people are crazy, but this is ridiculous. Yeah, this is the shit, the left-hand path, I think some people call it. But they're also racist. It's like, well, I guess if you are, if you're evil,
Kingdom,
you're just evil.
the O&A slithered out of the underground and into the bloodstream of occultism like a virus. Unlike the theatrical posturing of Levian Satanism, the O&A is something else entirely, a nihilistic death cult masquerading as an esoteric order.
Okay, hold on, let's get Ratio back in here. Sorry about that, buddy. I was looking at this, wait a minute. I can get you in here. I started to look up stuff about that, the satanic cult.
Yeah.
racist cult. Yeah, it's weird. How did they get like? I was playing some of their their music.
What were you doing?
I was playing some of their. They got some of their music. I'm hoping it's not copyright. I won't get copyright struck, but they got music on the
Oh, wow. So some evil Nazi dude wrote
This
some
was
music?
called. Yeah, this is called Diabolus. What do you think?
I
You
think it's pretty
like?
good. You're saying these are evil Nazis?
That's their music. Yeah, they're evil Nazis. Um,
Damn. I hate that I like it.
yeah. I was looking at a video. I was just starting to look at a video about them. I'm not really explaining them that well. They're racist and Satanist.
I mean, I don't know.
Right.
Why not?
so you had to join a cult real quick. Yeah, well, you're talking about the conspiracy theories. Okay, so like, are there? But the Kennedy assassination is one that you question.
All those, man. All those from the
All the
60s.
assassinations.
Yeah.
It was weird.
I mean, not
The
even
one
mention.
The one
Huh?
for me is Robert. The one for me is Robert.
Yeah, right.
That's
That one's crazy.
yeah. That's the weirdest one.
All the evidence that's been burned away, that's been destroyed. Like you really feel that one was, which to me is like, man, that is beyond evil. You take one brother out, okay, your political reasoning is that you're going to change the world for better, but then to do it to the brother, like, it's like, come on, what are we even here for? I don't understand the greed and the evil. It's like, what are we here for? What are you here for? Is this just all you like to do is just fucking have chaos in the world? I guess.
But we don't
You
know
know,
why he was assassinated. JFK
because he was going to win. He was going to become president and
for
reform all
RFK.
that other fucking shit that the right was doing. All the stealing and the fucking CIA just doing what they want.
He
They
was
were
in the
trying to put
lead.
those.
He was in the lead then, right? In the primary, like they were going through the primaries then, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think it was going to happen. He was our favorite for sure.
I really do think that's why RFK Jr. is so crazy. I mean, obviously, is like he like
Absolutely. I
is,
would. I mean, I would be fucking nuts if my whole family was murderized. You know, my uncle murdered his girlfriend, drove away. It's like the whole, my fucking, what is it? My cousin fucking flies a plane upside down into the ocean.
yeah,
You got to be a fucking nutcase if you grow up with that.
yep.
But how stupid can you be? I don't mind if you're extreme, but it's just completely it's nonsensical. He's nuts.
Well,
He
he's a heroin
left the
addict
dead
for.
bear in Manhattan because he thought it'd be funny.
He spent the better part of his life on heroin. He's still got a long way to go. We should not be listening to somebody who's just like that recently got their shit together.
Yeah, and I mean I didn't know he was on heroin his whole life.
He was a heroin
I mean,
addict.
I knew he had history with it.
Yeah, he got arrested. He got caught with heroin like at a young age.
And maybe his voice is just fried out from like freebasing.
Or steroids now. Because he's
Oh,
definitely on
steroids.
steroids. Yeah.
You always got the inside scoop, Jerry.
Or you can look at him.
Of course, steroids.
It's fucking steroids. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
of
why I'm like,
course.
you won't get a fucking, you won't get a vaccination, but you'll take steroids.
Yeah, change. What does that do? Fucking
They're good for you, though.
change the structure of your muscles.
Yeah, but steroids are good for you.
This guy, I was watching Botched today. You know that plastic surgery show, and it was a weightlifter who had a titty, and he's like, "You didn't tell us that you took steroids," and the guy was like, "No, I take a pill, and then the pill is steroid," and it gave him like a little titty, and on
Right.
one side he was born out that top muscle, so they're gonna put a graft on it.
Oh,
But
wow.
yeah, I didn't know your titty, like fat grows in your tits and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
fuck.
it's weird because I mean it's a very bodybuilders have a term called bitch tits. It's
Yep.
just bitch tits, which doesn't make it's a stupid term, but they call that
I
because
love people involved in the fitness. I love these
what's that?
fitness groups. I love
I
these
think
people
it's
that are involved in fitness.
I think it's a real old term because I saw it in a movie. It's a steroid thing, and that's how they know if they have steroids. But it's because of the hormones that you have to take to balance it out. Because you have to take some female hormones, otherwise you'll get fucked up. And that's why you can't stay on here. You can't stay on steroids forever either. You have to go on and off of them. But yeah, you'll grow a breast.
The only thing people ask me about my physique and how I keep myself in shape is I smoke a lot of marijuana before I go to the gym, so I can have fanciful thoughts while my body goes into some kind of automatic strenuous thing that doesn't need to happen, but that happens. So I guess I'm I use steroids to a certain extent. Steroids. Let's say some kind of steroids.
Cheryl Hines. Yeah, it's Cheryl Hines. That's the lady
I
that's
wanted to
married
talk to
to.
Cheryl Hines one. Cheryl Hines said, I did a show with her. Very sweet person, no problems at all. She goes, I'm going to bring you a gift. I'm like, oh man, she's going to give me a cash gift. I wonder what it'll be. Because that time people, you were getting like CDs, you were getting really nice headphones, gifts that were coming from the agencies when you got stuff.
Yep.
It's not like, oh, who knows? Maybe some airless, some whatever Bluetooth. And she brings me a cereal dispenser, a plastic thing,
For like
3 plastic tubes attached, and you put the cereal on top, and then in the morning there's a wheel to get just the amount you use. barely eat cereal, let alone fucking 3 gigantic towers of like. Yes, thank you. What you know about me, you must you must think that I have a lot of cereal. I have cornflakes in this one, Apple Jacks in this one, grape nuts in that one. Believe it or not, grape nuts in that one. And yeah, and I need a container because I eat all of that cereal in a week. I was like, some people just are off a little. People are just off a little.
well, I didn't know. Did she ever tell you how she grew up?
No.
She was. I guess
She's
she
a little
grew up really.
mysterious about that, right?
Yeah, I guess she grew up really poor. Like, she it's in her book. She wrote a book.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess her family was really poor or whatever.
She was born a poor black child.
Poor black child. Before she made her way to the groundlings.
What'd she do to get in the groundlings?
I don't know. I think she like a lot of people moved to LA with nothing kind of thing, and then found the groundlings.
Well, she's very good at what she does, but whatever she's
I
filling
mean,
some hole with that marriage, and I guess I hope it works.
yeah. Why? I can't even imagine. And from what I hear, she's like, you're saying the whole thing about the Kennedys, like, that is a thing. Like the danger is always lurking. There's always tragedy around the corner. Seriously.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't have the radio in the pool.
Oh
What?
God!
Shut up.
No. Put it closer. And it goes, bring it closer to the ball. Ugh. Craziest fucking voice ever. You couldn't invent a villain with a crazier voice, and they'd be like, too much, man, too much. That
I,
voice.
I kind of think that's a part of the whole thing of like, well, he must be like you're not really thinking about what he's saying. Like it must be profound somehow. Because if he had a regular voice, I'm like, oh wait a minute, this guy's an idiot.
Perhaps, yeah. I mean, you can't quite understand it. Uh,
Somebody
yeah,
said, yeah, spot. Your
what the
RFK was spot on. Well, I've been working on it for a while. You know.
yeah, I don't know how. I'm not an impressionist by trade.
Right?
I don't. Some of those mystify me. Like, oh, that one. Like,
Did
I'm
you?
not rocking down. I'm That's me workshopping my RFK Jr.
Well, we'll get it there. We'll get it. So did you ever get like one of those? Because I remember, if you were like written in a sketch, to me I thought it was insulting, but like you get written in a sketch to do an impression of somebody, and you do it in a read through, and then you look in your thing, and there's a tape of that person, so you can go do the impression, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I guess I kind of want. At some point, I'm like, no, I do need tapes.
Yeah.
This is easier. When I was at Second City, I didn't have the wherewithal. But now I have tapes, and I could ask for people to bring me tapes. And so I did look at them. I
Yeah.
told this story a million times. But I did Jerry Garcia, like where it's like this like it's me and Jimmy has I'm starting to be like RFK. Jimmy playing Jimmy played John Lennon, and then I like yeah Jerry Garcia. and I was like, I'm like, it's like Tommy Chong, right? And they're like, no, just watch the tape, And and I really did watch the tape a bunch, and just like he just kind of talked like this, like a little bit like hippie, but like Berkeley kind of thing. And that's not what paid. So I tried that, and they're like, no, don't do the real voice.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, no, I'm gonna do the real voice. I'm not
No,
gonna try to
man.
make this accurate. I'm just like, hey,
Yeah.
man.
That's how we think Jerry Garcia talks, man.
Yeah, but it's such a sin of like, now they're finally gonna. Let me see what their take on Jerry Garcia is. Oh, that old trope. Well, man, where are you?
I remember what's that girl's name? There was an actress that you and I wrote a sketch, and it was we were basically doing we wrote a sketch about the bar across the street from Second City, and those crazy the wait staff, the bartenders that worked there, and we asked Laura
We
Flynn
did?
Boyle, yeah, we asked Laura Flynn Boyle, like I was the homeless dude that walked in. And they would be like, "Get out of here! I'll beat you in the head with a broomstick, you bum! Oh, I just want a beer. Get the fuck out of here! I'll kick you in the balls, you stupid bum. Hey, how you doing, honey? Here's a drink. You get it, you hustling piece of shit.
That's every bar. Every like mom and pop kind of bar in Chicago. How you doing, honey? And it
Come
used to
on
be like
now.
10 years ago, everybody had like ladies had menthol cigarettes in pouches and shit. And they'd be like, how you doing, honey? Hold on. Get the fuck out of here.
A homeless man in the corner snuck in there. He's
Get a
talking to people.
job. I just want beer. Get a fucking job. Anyway, what can I get you? What can I get you? That's a great game.
Well, we asked Laura Flynn Boyle to play her, and she knew her. She knew the bar, and she did it so
So,
well
yeah,
that it was too
Second
well because she was.
City.
Yeah, it's right across the street from Second City. But she used to go there, and she'd be like, and she did the impression, and when she did the read through, it was too good. Because we thought she would do it like us, like I was just talking, and they didn't really talk like that. The lady talked like she kind of slurred her voice and talked real low, and it's like she's got it
Yeah.
perfectly, but that's
Too much.
yeah.
Too much. See, I always say, don't do so much work. Watch a few tapes. Like because we would play this. There were three of them that would all be the same kind of. They would all switch into that mode of like, get out of here, or yeah, you would see them just getting mad at the bums, and then that's a simple game. And then there's sweet. How are you, darling? You doing okay? You having fun over there? Oh my God, that must be great. What can I get you, honey? Get the
I know. Look, this one's on the house. You can have them. You fucking freeloader. I'll bust your
Get out
head
of
in
the
with a
toilet.
pipe.
Get him out of the toilet. Trying to wash my balls. Get him out of here. What do you want, babe? What do you want? What did we drink all the time from those fucking disgusting taps?
Oh, that
Must have been
remember
like
that.
Miller Lite. Huh?
I can taste that nasty tap, unclean tap taste right now and smell it. I can just have that smell of what it smells like.
We would go in there, and it was a 5 o'clock in the morning license on a Saturday night, so you can drink from. We would get off at like whatever, like let's say 12, so we can party for a nice long time over there. Both casts, which was always fun and rare, that we'd hang out together. And then there was smoking was allowed, and man, my clothes reeked so bad, I could not wear them again. Like because I would come home. I don't smoke at home. So I'd come home and just put it in a pile, and then that pile would stink like smoke so bad. I'm like, it makes me ill to put this clothes back on.
Yeah.
And it was really that bad. And we're all in this little box, just like, woof, 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 smoke. Everyone's smoking, telling stories.
Those walls were disgusting. The walls were like just caked with smoke stuck to them. They were brown. It was supposed to be white.
Years of that patina, cigarette patina.
Yeah. Oh, somebody sent some love. Well, love you too. I don't know how many. Oh yeah, we usually get a few likes. People come in and out on us on this show.
Yeah,
Somebody was
that's
saying
fine.
that they
I would do the same.
Gabriel Pajes. I'm gonna say Pajes.
Gabriel Potheads?
I'm gonna say right? You would say not Pages. Said he was surprised that there were so few people. People come in and out. Most people watch this after we gone, which I can't imagine. But I guess if like you're doing, like I've said before, if you're doing like the dishes, this would be cool to watch.
Yeah, and I forgot to send it to my Facebook people.
Oh, you did?
Which I should have done.
I usually don't send it out at all. I've been like just wondering like I could do a lot better with like my promotion of it. What I really should be doing is taking time to cut parts out of it that are funny and putting them up. People like that.
Definitely. Yeah.
Say Pages.
What?
Like Pages in the book. Gabriel Pages.
Yeah. Gabriel Pages. The Pages, yeah.
I'm a big fan of my son's a big fan of the Dodgers, and he loves Andy Pajes. And I always joke around and say Andy Pages.
Uh,
How the Cubs looking? Because the Tigers look like shit, man.
Cubs are they're on an upswing, but they've been playing mediocre teams. But they have been playing pretty good. Yesterday they got one hit shutout loss. Some kid just went nuts and pitched a complete game, I guess.
Who they play yesterday?
But they clinched. They clinched the day before yesterday.
They clinched the
At
playoff
least
spot.
the
They didn't
playoff.
clinch the playoff spot, right? Not the division. Yeah, they're not gonna win it.
Yeah, and not the top. If you're at the top of the wild card, we're at the top by like 3.5 games, and then you get home field advantage. Like I guess there's 3 games in a row. If you end up being the best team in the wild card, you host the first 3 games of
Oh,
the
you
first
do?
series.
Oh,
Yeah, they
right.
don't
Yeah.
go back and
Yes.
forth.
Oh, they don't go
Yeah.
back and forth. Oh. I mean, I don't know how
No,
much
because
that.
it's the wild card. It's a wild card round, I
Right.
guess.
They play those games quicker. The baseball doesn't make that much of a difference anyway. I don't think. I don't know how much of a home.
I think for the Cubs it does.
Really?
Yeah, people really. I think the energy is really always so good. But there, people. But then when they won the World Series, and these obviously different teams, but when they won the World Series, they lost the last 2 road games. Like
Yeah.
that's insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
Well,
if
that's what I mean.
something's
Like
gonna,
when it starts to be the playoffs in the season, I see where it can make a big difference. Because you need that, while you're on the road or whatever, you get the crowd when you get home, you sleep in your own bed. They always say all that shit, They say that about the playoffs too, but I don't know. They seem to go back and forth a lot more. Baseball too is just like a game of streaks anyway. Teams are hot, teams are not. Like
yeah,
the Tigers,
it
just like they're
is
just not
injuries.
hot.
Injury. Football's more injuries. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, it definitely is like streaks, and they're on an upswing now, where they were on a downswing a few weeks ago. So, but it's a very, it's becoming very like Field of Dreamsy kind of like it's almost too popular and cute, the Cub fan base. Um, like Rizzo, retired. It's like fuck yeah, Rizzo retired. He wants to retire as a Cub. Fuck yeah. So Rizzo shows up with the Pearl Jam dude, Eddie Vedder. They're in the bleachers just drinking, and then a rookie, hits a home run, and it hits them on his hand.
I saw
The ball.
that. I saw that. Yeah.
And then the beer snake thing, like whenever they're on TV, it's like, there goes a beer snake. That's wild, buddy. And it's just getting this very homey, it's just, I don't know how to explain it, but the
No, I
vibe
went
is
to.
really good.
No, I went
It's
to a
really
game.
good.
I went to a game this year. I know. Like PCA, with the crowd like chanting his name and chanting his initials, and no, now there's they crowd has gotten really into that team right now.
He actually high-fived me through the netting.
PCA.
Yeah. He had just scored a go-ahead run, and it was like in the ninth, like a real cool game. And I was like, fuck yeah. And as he crossed home plate, he just went right to me, high five.
Oh no shit.
That little Raj, little 10-year-old Raj really appreciated that.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it was nice. So I got to see, man. If they go past that first round, I got to start figuring out how I'm gonna make it to at least a game or 2.
Well, they may end up playing. They may end up playing LA, right?
That's a
No,
good
that would be.
possibility. Yeah.
Yeah, because LA would be, or yeah. Um. So
It's
you know they.
LA. It's LA right now, and the Lucky Brewers. And there's one team
Yeah.
I'm missing.
Well, San Diego and LA were going back and forth, but I think Dodgers are still in first now. Um, and then
Are you
Yeah. So
watching this?
The Cubs have a better record than the Dodgers right now. Um, so they would play them. They would play the Dodgers in first round, right? Yeah, because the Dodgers they're leading their division, but they have the worst record of all the leaders. So they would end up playing.
Oh, that could be very interesting.
Yeah.
Any one of these teams has a great starter, has a great slugger, and in a 3-game series, who knows, right? Like
Yeah.
that's a
3 games, man. That's yeah. I kind of think that the Dodgers would have a little bit of an edge, but you never know.
they could start Otani 3 times or whatever. who's their
Right? I know,
who's their
right?
main guy?
Yeah.
Well, we
They
got a
actually
guy
are.
like
They're
that.
pretty good. I've gone to a few games this year, and the Dodgers are good. They're stacked.
They're stacked. Yeah,
Yeah, if they're healthy, they're stacked. The Yankees could be, but they just don't. They just kind of suck.
man, that's sad shit. Yankees, I think Yankees and the Mets, like the blow. But the
Mets
but the
are
Yankees are going to make it to the season, right?
yeah, looks like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Red Sox are surging.
Yeah, so they would probably play Houston. Yeah.
I'm going to say it right now. I think who did I just say was surging?
The
Oh,
well, Cubs, but actually nobody's doing better. Oh, well, Cleveland, but they're not. They're not in the wild card yet.
who? Oh, yeah. Anyway, enough of baseball. Enough of baseball.
On to
God bless us.
football.
American pastime. What if we were trying to do what if that was our pilot for a sports show? Hey, man, why don't you guys put this on ESPN? What's his name? What's his
What's that one
name?
guy's
Fuck
name?
it, I'll think of it later.
They should have a
Yeah.
mildly interested sports show. I don't know that
That's
one
kind
dude's
of what,
name, but I was kind of watching the game yesterday while I was doing something else.
yeah, P.T. Barnum. What's his name? P.T. Anderson. P.T. Anderson. I guess he's really, I mean, get really going clutch in the late innings there, with people base runners on base. So what the fuck? I forget which game it was, but he hit a double, and he got like 4 RBIs. The Bulls don't know, man. I don't know what they're thinking about. They're
Bears,
not
man.
doing anything.
I watched the Lions game. I'm like, now I want to figure out what's happening with the Bears. Now,
The
what's going to
Bears,
happen?
I don't know. I'm taking myself out of this thing. Um, I'm doing a soft follow on the Bears because I was there Monday night, that Vikings game when they were ahead by how many, 16 points or something. Not,
Uh huh.
not an unsurmountable lead, but certainly they were in the driver's seat.
Uh huh.
And I'm just kind of partying at the bar, like this is great. I bet some money. I don't usually bet, but I bet on this game with my buddy. We were winning, and then just all of a sudden, in between doors and people and visits and everything else, what the fuck's going on? I was so fucking pissed. I bought a. I hate that this side of me comes out, but it's a fucking demon that is sports. Like if I get involved, if I get inside, if I'm playing, you know, I'm like Jordan. I can't go half-assed. What were they talking about though? Shit.
How bad the Bears were?
Oh yeah. So I bought a Bears hat at a thrift shop, I'm like, $4. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna wear that old Bears hat from the thrift shop. I fucking whipped it as far as I could in disgust. I'm like, what the fuck? I almost broke the picnic table at the bar, slamming my hands down on it. Like when I finally just came to the realization of what had happened. And then the next day, my fucking palms were bruised. I was like the Hulk. I was like the Hulk. And then my friend had to pull me away and like take me to get tacos. And only then did I kind of start calming down about this thing. But the damage was done. I don't know if I could, I can't get involved in the Bears right now. Like let them figure out their things for another 5 years. Another 5 years.
I love it. I love your accent too. When you're saying that, I can't do it with the Bears now. I can't do it with you no more. You gotta go on.
Comes out.
You gotta be by yourself now.
I tried. Now you got to be an organization where no one follows you. You're gonna have retards there. Sorry, retarded mental disability people. But you're not gonna have the whole city, and you certainly ain't gonna win anything. Something's wrong. There's a goddamn poison in the middle of that organization.
That's what right? Something's wrong. I mean, it's just now at this point. I really thought that they were going to be good. I thought that they got that coach.
It seems like they're making the right moves. Like even the people in the front office are like, they seem to know what the hell's going on.
Right.
But maybe they don't. Maybe this whole fucking line of people are just all like, whoa, well, we thought so. Man,
I mean, look, they took the number one. They took the number one draft pick. He was like supposed to be the second coming. I mean, what else are you supposed to do? Everybody, they didn't take that dude as quarterback, and everybody was said they were stupid.
Yeah, man. But I don't understand what's wrong with him. I mean, people were saying when it was drafted, like, "Hey, he's not that great." He only plays blah 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 blah.
They did say that, but.
But Chicago got too horny for a passing game and a pass and run guy. Because we wanted to, we want to be the Packers. We want to beat the Packers. We want to beat the Packers.
Packers
learn.
Good. That's a whole other story.
Well,
fuckers.
Did the Lions lose their first game?
They lost the first game, yeah, against the Packers. They're good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're good.
They're not fucking around. And that quarterback's not hurt again. They're going to beat up on everybody.
You're most likely going to get another win from the Bears, so whatever you thought you're I predict the 5-12 season.
I mean, the way it's gone now, and this the deal is like they just lost two division games, so you start off like in the fucking hole, You can't do that, in that division. That division's too good. So I would say probably at this point they're all going fuck it.
Like all the players are just like fuck it. Like this sucks, man. Just go with it.
The staff. I mean, obviously they play hard and shit or whatever, but you would think the front office is like, we're not this year.
Caleb needs to die in a false flag operation. Come back as his twin brother, Rhubarb Williams, and then just let all that go. It's all over. You're a new person now. Just play football, because I'm sure he's just he really twisted around that. It's been like now a couple years of like, what are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do? He's gonna be good. It's like doesn't quite have it yet, does he?
Nah, you don't get that in the NFL. You don't get that after the second year, and then you're a backup after that. If you don't get it, and you're gonna be a backup on somebody else's team. Because there's too much talent. And that position is just too. You got to get somebody that knows how to play. They'll get an old dude before they'll have somebody just like back there doing what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, and it's really it's an unfortunate season for me because my backup teams are all terrible too. The Jets and the Raiders. So I'm just gonna. And then when baseball's over, I don't know what am I gonna do. Probably start watching hockey. And the Hawks are in the toilet. It's all like everything's fucked in. Sports. Why?
Maybe you go
Why?
outside and you touch grass. You go have fun. You go
Right.
meet a nice lady.
You got
You
it.
do some nice things.
That's it. Get out of the house. This is Lord Jesus telling me what I need to do is to stop watching dumbass sports.
When's the last time you performed? Like, did any kind of performance?
You mean in bed? It's been a while. Anyway.
I mean, comedy. That's been a long time for me with comedy, but yeah.
I haven't performed since I guess since before COVID.
21? Wow.
Yeah. I mean I haven't even stepped on a stage. Have I? Well, I stepped on home base at SNL.
Oh, right.
But yeah, I haven't done anything. No.
Um,
That's why these conversations are good, it keeps your brain moving and having fresh ideas go in and out.
yeah, I don't get to. I see why people do it, and like comedians do it now. Because I don't get to do anything, and then even when I go to work, it's like, oh, I have to remember how to talk. I mean, I don't even talk during the day. I can move my
Right,
mouth, so
right.
I get to work, and I'm like, oh, I got to do these lines and shit, but I don't really talk this much. So this is good for me to get used to talking. I
And
can go the whole
fucking
day without
memorizing.
talking.
It really became tough memorizing lines.
Yeah, I'm
So
getting to the point where like I've tried to do a lot of stuff, and it just depends on what it is. I have a hard time memorizing lines that I don't like. You know what I mean? Like if it's just like if it's not funny,
if you
which is
don't,
not
yeah, you
all,
don't believe it.
or if it's just
You're having a
exposition,
hard time believing it.
yeah, or if it's just a bunch of information. I can't remember that. I can remember emotion. I can
Oh,
remember what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm like just reciting stuff, and I've had to do a lot of that lately, and that's really hard, really hard. I just
let's
don't.
get yeah. That's
I don't
giving the
memorize
lead a
like that.
break.
Well,
That's giving
well
the lead the break to give all that. You give the new guy like in the science fiction shows. Boy, the ones that have to explain shit.
yeah, they do that, and
I
you
went to
come
the
in. I'm
Royal
like,
Shakespeare Theater, but
well, and
that's right.
also if you're a guest actor too, you like I don't feel comfortable fucking up. Like they're all waiting for me, like waiting for the stars on the show. That's fine, but if like I'm just there for that week, I'm gonna get my shit
Oh,
out.
people hate when you fuck up because it's like, dude, our days are so long. Every microaggression is just magnified by a fucking billion. Like, wait, all you have to say is this one line and you keep fucking up? We have to keep resetting and all this shit?
Yeah.
What the fuck? No one dares say that to you, but you could just tell when
No,
like
no, I know.
you're wasting people's time.
Dude, I've been in that position. I've been in there, but like even people that I should feel bad for. I had some old men on this one sitcom I was working on, and the old man couldn't get the thing, and I heard Jerry O'Connell. I'm like, man, but cool out, man. And I was like, me, he's not that old. Shit, it's fucking midnight, man. Just get the line. I think he was like improvising or something. I'm like, no, fuck, man. Just do the line right. I thought I
I did
might
a show where
try
I wrote
something
this whole
different.
thing.
What's that?
I wrote this whole thing for these old people, and and it was really funny jokes. It was the setup of this whole it was like a hoity-toity performance art space, and it was all this just shitty kind of theater that was happening. So these were like the two patrons, and they were introducing each act, and they just fucking blew it. Like so many jokes gone, almost not a semblance of what the character's supposed to be doing. you're here to introduce the next three things that are going to happen. You got to kind of get these jokes up, let people know what we're making fun of. It was like me backstage throwing the script in the air, like, oh my boy, that old that old trope.
Ah!
I'm like, no, that's my production. All my productions always have some nonsense like that. Never perfect, almost catastrophic.
Well, I
When I
mean,
did
for
that
my
Christmas show that was only 12 minutes long.
the Christmas show was fun.
You remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
I did a Christmas show was great and it was fun, but the one year I did it and we ran it. We didn't really run it. We just kind of we went on stage and it was like 11 minutes later the show was over. Like all the bits we'd written in between and everything else. Like you're gonna come and do this, you're gonna come do that. We just had it completely spaced wrong. So after 12 minutes, I'm like, "Merry Christmas, everybody!" And I'm like, "Wow, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do." So I think somehow we go backstage from it. We will be right back. We go backstage and Walsh is like, "You got to go up there, man. You got to go up. You can't just do a 12-minute show and then leave all these people." I'm like, it wasn't on purpose. It wasn't a prank. It's just super excited run through. And so anyway, we ended up like getting people that were in the show, and then we got some other, it was always good improvisers hanging around. So I got a couple people, and we just did basically an ass cat after that.
Can always do that.
Fucking funny. So many fucked up funny stories.
Just
nonsense.
Improv, constantly break character to show your character is very funny.
There must be a lack of confidence somewhere in the back of my mind where I'm like, you got to sell it, all right? So get a little funny with it.
I mean, I've been done so many things, like even auditions or even show up to set where, I just went and did it normally, and people are just like, "The fuck." I'm like, oh, you want me to do? Okay, like, yeah, make it funny. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what. Yeah, like I come into it like I saw people going into shows. Like you go talk to the director and you ask what they want to do.
Yep.
I think nowadays it's just like, well, you got a character. You're a character. Do your character. Like it's like no. I'm a human that
do your
rarely
thing.
act like any of these characters act.
Now I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I'll do it, or I'll ask the writer or director or whatever, like, is there anything you wanted or whatever. And if the director's just looking at me like, okay, go, and doesn't say anything, I'm like, all right, I'll take it. But I've gotten used to like, just taking it up. Like, okay, man, you may get there and he may not have any direction for you, so you gotta have something planned.
Golden rule. The golden rule is you could always go up. But you can't come down.
Can't come down. That's right. That's right. or
only go up.
It's the other way around, I think. But yeah.
What you can't go too high.
I can always pull you back.
You can always lower the energy, but you can't raise it.
Raise it.
Right?
That's right. I can always pull you back. Yeah. So go ahead and start. Like have an idea of what you're gonna start with. Because I've been with people like that didn't have any lines, and they've been like, all right, go. And I'm like, oh, you want me to just like improvise? Like Adam will do that. And you're like, yeah, just do something in the movie. Like, be funny. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He shouts out the funniest lines from behind the camera. Like everyone laughs. Everyone laughs almost at every single idea he has after a scene is shot. Like, all right, let's shoot some extras. And this is like, God damn, man. What a fucking genius.
If you watch the Anchorman DVD, I think there's still a Criterion or whatever that has like a bunch of behind the scenes scene, and my scene is in that one. I'm in the scene. I'm in the dude playing the bass and the flute when he's playing the flute, but there's a longer one where I'm saying stuff while he's playing the flute, and it was all just Adam throwing lines at me. Say this. And he's like, all right, cut.
Yeah.
This is me just saying whatever he said to say.
I'm also in the I think
You are.
what is it? The brothers, not the Step Brothers. The other guy.
The
The
other
other guy.
guys. Hmm.
Yeah. I'm in that in the extra, like with the extra version. There's like, I think the one they put on cable is a little longer. So I think I'm in that because people have told me about it. But it's like an extendo version. It's not the original release. I didn't make it. I think. Anyway, yeah.
You gotta see this last line.
What's that?
This last comment. Lamp. I'm in the bathroom scene. Sorry, named Lamp.
Is it because of RFK having the radio by the
No, I think it's a
by the
lamp.
pool?
I think it's just a joke of like he's a lamp.
He's a lamp. Well, yeah, man. I mean, everything has its own life force.
The worst people. When people say we're horrible actors, I think the joke is. I think he's joking. I think. oh, I want to kill you. Get off, you idiot. I think, yeah. I think they like us.
You got to start watching these. You got to watch these beefs, man. But it is, and it's all just like, it's all super macho and bravado.
So who's beefing now?
Well, I shouldn't talk about it because I don't know the guy. I should just remember it next time he comes up. But he was on defending. He was basically telling this other comic, like, you treated him like shit. You ain't gonna do that to me. So there's that, a lot of that, like, not to me. You're not gonna be. I'm not a bitch like Ari Spears is.
Was you talking about Ari Spears?
Like Ari Spears, and Ari Spears isn't there. And I guess the guy got mad at Ari Spears for like an impression or something, and the guy was kind of going to go at him, like like, hey man, enough. It's like, yeah, that guy's fucking. That's another fucking savant. And so yeah, and it's like, so now you like a few of those, and now you're just getting these guys just like talking shit, talking such bullshit. Like what's the fat Puerto Rican dude that's still alive? The rapper?
Fat Joe?
Fat Joe. Fat Joe's the biggest bullshitter.
Yeah. What was it? Well, he was well, now that's all they do, right? They all beef on social media now because he doesn't make any music anymore.
Yeah, that's their podcast. Their podcast is just dudes talking, and then like what gets pushed out is like the arguments and stuff.
Yes.
And it's all just like real macho shit, like don't wear dresses and shit, like that whole fucking craziness. I don't wear dresses. That's not what I heard. That was a one-time thing with my girlfriend. Man, you a punk. Fuck you. And it's bad, man. It's like, just be comics, man. Fuck all that. I guess that's what they're trying to get their eyes on themselves.
Yeah.
Whatever you got to do, you got to do.
Yeah, sometimes I watch. There's this a channel called Comedy Hype that this guy out of Atlanta, but he was starting he would do a lot of like comedy beef kind of stuff. Have comics on talking about each other, and I think I had to just let me see what they got on now. Oh, okay. Damon Dash calls Charlamagne the God gay. Is this what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I didn't know this was happening.
And they're all in the studio.
Oh, it was during the interview.
Okay. So like, okay.
He was on the show?
Yeah. It's just like, you're a little effeminate yourself. You started with who? Wendy Williams? You started in the gossip business? That's a gay business. You gay. And then that other dude
I'm
that
Janab.
in the
And
corner,
it ain't no
he gets
disrespect, but I kind of think you're
Oh, wait.
gay.
It was expected to be interesting
It's no disrespect, but I kind of think you're gay. Okay. Let me see.
when Dame Dash stopped by the Breakfast Club for a new interview to address several things taking place in the headlines. If you can recall, Dash recently filed for bankruptcy after claiming to be $25 million in debt, and he also would make the news due to a back and forth with longtime collaborator Cameron. The news would find its way to the Breakfast Club, where both host Charlamagne the
What'd you say? What'd you say?
we're wearing the same glasses in that last picture of
God and DJ
David.
Envy would share their thoughts and would criticize
Let's hear what they have
Dash.
to say.
Envy would even go on to release a video spotlighting Dash's financial troubles after the two would infamously clash on The Breakfast Club on ownership versus being an employee back in 2015. The interview has gained nearly 8 million views since its release. Now, to start off,
So he did an interview. I remember that interview where he was they were arguing about being an owner or being a whatever, and now he's making fun of him because he's broke. So he just kept playing.
He's making fun of
new
him.
interview.
Okay, I get
Dash attempted to set boundaries to prevent from the interview becoming a shouting match. However, after 15 minutes in the interview, things would start to take a shift when Dash was confronted for allegedly being broke.
Worker, you know, a lot of people look good spending. Wait, stop.
But that's why it's a loan.
A lot of
But I'm not
stop.
in debt until I can't pay it back.
No, you are
I'm
in
not
debt.
broke until I can't pay
So
it
you
back.
never sold drugs. I'm going to tell you something in
But as long
business.
as I'm
Stop
paying,
talking.
As long as I'm paying the loan back, it's not a
You're
problem.
triggering me.
As the interview continued, so did the insults. While responding to accusations of being broke, Dash would then go on to discredit both Envy and Charlamagne as being the wrong examples of black men. Specifically, Dash would call Charlamagne gay and felt that he was closeted.
Your OG is Wendy Williams. My OG is sitting right here. Like, I'd rather get my ass whipped than run. But you're proud that you ran.
Yeah.
I'd rather get my ass whipped. And it ain't no disrespect, but I kind of think you're gay. You just act a little gay.
You got a problem with gay people?
Not at all. I've got a problem with people that pretend they're not gay.
This is hilarious. I love
You're
what
gay.
he's doing. This is hilarious.
So
Go ahead,
what
keep
I'm
going.
saying is, you might, because you started in gossip, which is, you know, is very feminine. We want people that represent masculinity because men need to be doing what they need to do as men. They don't need to be worried about girl stuff. You know how many times I've seen people punk you? I would never let anybody talk to me a certain way. I'd rather get my ass whipped. That's where we're different.
Dash's main issue.
That was fucking crazy. I'm running.
See?
I'm running to the fucking hills. I'm not fighting anybody.
He's just inviting them though, because he's just mad. He's just seething like, fucking idiot, you asshole.
Yeah, yeah. But then again, you know, 8 million views. That probably has now 20 million views, whatever it is. You know, so it's like we're doing a certain type of podcast or something. I don't know what this is. It's a stream, and we're watching someone else's video of their podcast covering this radio show. It was like so fucking crazy.
Well, I got the whole story, right? I got the story in like 2 minutes
that's great.
instead of like trying to
that's
sift
pretty
through the
much
thing. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll see what's going on.
Then he insults the other guy, and the other guy gets mad.
Oh, he insulted, and he's
The side chick.
in DJ Envy.
Yeah, DJ Envy. I don't know what he said about him. He was like, you ain't even gangster or some shit. I don't know. Like, you act like you got gangster friends, man. You ain't even gangster. So funny,
revolve
man.
around
And then,
feeling
so yeah,
that
that's the
both-
name of the game. Just get some fucking views and peruse. All right, Jerry, I got to get going.
All right, man. Well, thanks for hanging out with me again. It was fun.
Very fun week. We got much more to talk about next Thursday or Friday, right?
Yeah, you know what? Friday. Yeah, probably Friday. No, you know what?
Probably Friday.
I'd probably do Thursday again if it's better for Michael. But whatever's better.
Check
for
your
you.
local listings. Yeah, check your local listings at 9:30 on Thursday. Do it. Do it.
All right. Be good, man. So, that's Mr. Horatio Sanz. Do it. I don't know about. Do I want to go back to this Order of the Nine? Is anybody interested in looking at anything about the Order of the Nine? Order of the Nine Angles, I should say. Oh, Sansy's back. You back? No. Okay. Yeah. I'm really interested in this whole thing. I'd never heard of this thing before, and it did kind of relate to this whole thing, the whole shooting and whatever, and accelerationists, which is I'm like, is part of this. So accelerationists are at this point, like you can't really call them right wing, but it is a group of people who want to accelerate what they would think is like some kind of race war, whatever it is that would be the undoing of the American government, and then they could take over. So if there's a race war or whatever, or mass uprising, whatever, civil disarray, whatever, they want society to collapse, American society collapse, and then they think that they can take over in the absence of there being no society. So these other groups, I guess, are just dedicated to that kind of mayhem. But the satanic part and the Nazi part, I don't. That's the part that's like, there's something that's real like that, and people are worried about like these groups that don't really exist, like like Hillary Clinton or whatever, or Pizzagate, and there's actual Satan worshiping Nazis running around, killing people. I mean, religion, right? You'll never get me in another cult, my friend. I grew up in a cult, so I can tell you all about them. And I used to do a podcast about cults, and I got to know a lot of. What if I'm broken gay? Well, you can't be in my cult if you're broken gay. Yeah, I used to do a lot of research and talk about. I can't keep up. I used to do a lot of research and I used to do a podcast about cults, and it was around the time that Conan was getting popular. I guess no. Well, I did another podcast with Tony Ortega, who writes about Scientology and has written about Scientology for years. He's probably the foremost reporter. He used to write for the Village Voice. He broke a lot of stuff about Scientology, and he's probably he's just dedicated his whole career to reporting on Scientology. I used to do a podcast with him and another guy who runs the Center for Inquiry, Jim, and we used to talk about cults. And I was also, people may not know that I was on Leah Remini's special about Scientology, but her the special about Jehovah's Witnesses. I grew up with Jehovah's Witness, and just talked about my experience. So, yeah, I am friends with a lot of people who are former cult members. A lot of former Scientologists, but in that I've become friends with a lot of people who are from a lot of different groups. So yeah, I've done a lot of research on cults, and yeah, I feel like I have a lot of knowledge about that, and knowledge about growing up in one, or what I consider a high control group cult. Whatever name that you would like to choose to give them. Let's see what I can do here. I did not know about the whole Damon Dash thing. No, that was crazy. Okay, let's see. Order of the Nine Angles. This should be interesting. And if anybody knows anything about the Order of the Nine Angles, please send me anything or whatever. Or if it's like, if this scares you, let me know. I mean, the only thing that scares me about it is that there's actual real people doing this.
Their beliefs are built on what they call darkness, they become it. The Order of Nine Angles is not your average satanic cult. It's something far worse, a decentralized network of extremists, a philosophy that doesn't just flirt with violence, it demands it. Murder isn't a sin in the Ona. It's a ritual, a necessary step in the path to true power. Born in the 1970s in the United Kingdom, the ONA slithered out of the underground and into the bloodstream of occultism like a virus. Unlike the theatrical posturing of Levian Satanism, the ONA is something else entirely, a nihilistic death cult masquerading as an esoteric order. Their beliefs are built on what they call sinister dialectics, a doctrine of chaos, destruction, and the manipulation of human suffering as a form of ascension. They don't just study darkness, they become it. The true origins of the Order of Nine Angles remain shrouded in mystery, but the name most often associated with its creation is David Myatt. A shadowy figure, Myatt has spent decades weaving in and out of extremist ideologies.
I have never heard of any of this, and I thought I knew of every cult that existed. I mean, I never was really into like researching like Satanism and all that stuff. I mean, because I've always thought of those as kind of ridiculous. I mean, they can be destructive. Cults, authoritarian cults can be destructive, but I just thought of them as kind of ridiculous and silly. But yeah.
Nazism, radical Islam, Satanism.
Like the Anton LaVey kind of stuff. I just never really took any of that kind of stuff seriously. Scientology can fuck you up. So,
man with no single identity, no single purpose, only the will to sow discord and violence wherever he moves. Myatt's writings are central to One philosophy. Under various pseudonyms, he produced a series of texts that would form the foundation of the cult's ideology. Unlike other occult groups, the One doesn't seek mainstream attention. They thrive in secrecy, avoiding the public eye while influencing individuals in positions of power. But Myatt's role in the One is complex. At times, he has publicly denounced the organization, claiming he has moved beyond its teachings. Yet, evidence suggests he remains deeply connected to its ideology. Some researchers believe these denials are nothing more than...
So, here's a weird thing. This was, Satanic Panic was tagged on this video. And I wonder if they're saying like, oh, this is just misleading information on Order of Nine Angles. Yeah, and I wonder if like their people are just like within the other cult, like coming on and like tagging stuff and saying like, oh, this is this video is just a panic. It's like Satanic Panic is like not to be taken seriously.
Than another layer of deception, a tactic the ONA itself teaches, to infiltrate, manipulate, and mislead. ONA's philosophy is based on sinister dialectics, a belief that true enlightenment comes through chaos, destruction, and suffering. To evolve, one must embrace darkness fully, shedding all moral constraints. Unlike traditional Satanism, which often focuses on self-empowerment or symbolic rebellion, the ONA takes a far more extreme approach. They see violence, crime, and even murder as essential steps in their spiritual evolution.
So I guess out of this group came another group called 764, which is another extremist.
6'4" from him.
But I guess is more modern or more, maybe more base. But these people, I'm not even gonna watch this, but they're all accused of. But this, I think the 764, the group 764 is more internet based, but they are into blackmailing people, sexual blackmailing people, and I won't go into all of how they sexually blackmail people, but I mean like the stories that you've heard about or whatever. This cult actually does that. So yeah. Should I go back? And people who were raised in it. Oh, let's see. A lot of Satanists, lamp. A lot of Satan stuff is just shit people heard. I think most cults in this are Christian related. Yeah, so, I mean, I always refer people to my friend Stephen Hassan. You know, people know that I'm friends with him, and I actually do some work for him too. But he to me is a foremost scholar on cults. He's a former Moonie. He wrote the book Combating Mind Control, and the latest book is called The Cult of Trump. And I really liked his research because it was a lot of what I was thinking anyway about cults. There's not a lot of research into cults, by the way. There's an organization called the International Society for Cultic Research, something like I forgot what it's called, but there's an organization. But as far as like, there just hasn't been enough study into the phenomenon of cults that's public. There's definitely been study into it from different governments. When people talk about MK Ultra and stuff like that, if you look into what has been released, what our government did, they have done research into cults, but a lot of that stuff is still secret. We don't know a lot of that stuff, and so when you talk about mind control and different ways the government has experimented with mind control, one of the things that they definitely have looked into are the phenomena of cults and how they work. I'm a big fan of Robert Lifton, who Stephen Hassan piggybacked a lot of his research on. So Robert Lifton wrote a book about totalism when a lot of soldiers were coming back from the Korean War and had different opinions about stuff, about politics, and they were wondering what happened to these people. Thus you get the whole term of brainwashing. And he started to write about a lot of these soldiers who were POWs, and a lot of them were also in Chinese prison camps. And he wrote about Chinese indoctrination and what they were doing. And what he was able to figure out was how you can systematically indoctrinate somebody, and this whole term brainwashing, you could basically brainwash. And so other governments obviously or apparently have researched this and looked into it and implemented it. So that's a part of what MK Ultra was, and that's a part of his whole Stephen's whole research. And what I'm trying to say with all of that is that there can be a lot of different kind of cults, and governments know this. It can be religious, they can be Christian, they can be whatever, they can be political. You know, a lot of the most famous cults that we think of right now, if you think of like Jim Jones, that was a religious cult, but also almost just as much a political cult. They were a left-wing communist cult. They were waiting for. They were, constantly talking about getting help from Russia. This was a revolutionary. They called it revolutionary suicide. I read them. But the thing is, Jim Jones took over for a church, a normal Christian church. So the philosophy changed, and that's the one thing about cults too. Whatever the leader wants and whatever the leader's into, it can change to that. As people say, red hats. I mean, when I look at what's happening now with MAGA and how, people who may have been Republican and who had certain standards and certain things that they, a certain ideology that they believed in as being conservative, and how that's all changed now that Trump is in office. That means that you changed the philosophy. That's what cults do all the time, I thought we believed this. Well, we don't believe that no more. Now we believe this, and people go along with this. So anyway, yeah, I've had a lot of experience. I feel like with cults, I still feel like I'm getting, learning more experience, especially with like being friends with people who were in different groups and meeting a lot of people. And when I was doing my the podcast, I met some people from like a lot of groups that I had never heard of. United States is a money cult. Yeah, I mean, when I'm talking about cults, and Stephen breaks this down very well when he talks about cults, it's like, are all cults bad? Not necessarily. He talks about himself being in the cult of Mac. He just likes Mac products. Kind of the same way with Android stuff, at least. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's destructive. When we talk about destructive cults and these kind of groups that get people in the group, and part of the whole experience is everybody starts to think the same way as the leader. And his criteria for it, he has something called the bite model, and it's when a group is trying to control your behavior. Behavior, what's I? Information, thoughts, and what would be E? Behavior, information, thoughts, and E. Bite model. Calls it the bite model of authoritarian control. You can watch his live streams on Wednesdays at 2:00 Eastern time. He talks about cults. Really did a good one this last week, especially with the Kirk shooting. So many people go to him asking him, how do I get my friends out of MAGA? How do I get my husband out of MAGA? How do I talk to my relatives? As far as I'm concerned, he is the best with that, with being able to talk to people who are closed off, who are in some kind of group. It happens all the time. That's another part of cults. Environment is E. Right? Let me make sure. Is it emotion, behavior, information, thoughts, and emotion. Environment. So anyway, yeah, you should check them out. I can't see messages. What are they? Every culture does indoctrination. Yes, and that's true. This is though, and what we're talking about, and a lot of this is people being indoctrinated and they don't know it. So when I was, I grew up a Jehovah's Witness. I wasn't converted. but my mother was converted while I was a kid, so I did get to see the whole conversion process. And one of the things about this group, and one of the things that I know that is common in groups like this, with authoritarian groups, is that people don't know that they're being recruited into an authoritarian organization. They don't know. Most of the time they're lied to, and they are not. They're not honest about the way things are going to be. I know that was the way it was with me. A lot of people say, no, you saw that. Before you are baptized, you go through a whole list of things that you need to learn before you become a Jehovah's Witness. And I'm sure the same thing goes for being a Scientologist and everything. If you there are things that you don't know when you first get into Scientology about the upper levels. There's things that you don't know about the Jehovah's Witnesses when you first get in. And a part of the influence that's happening to you while you're there is covert too. So I think that you are being influenced. Not only you're being manipulated, not only just told information and being able to make your own decision, but you're being manipulated by only getting a certain amount of information, by being asked for loyalty to the group, trying to foster a dependence on the group, telling them these are your only friends. Let's see. Also trying to control your thoughts by telling you what bad thoughts are, what you're not supposed to think about, how you're not supposed to be. You're not supposed to be gay. You're not supposed to be any of these things that, you have the freedom to think of how you want. You're not supposed to feel this way about something. You don't have the right to do that in certain groups. That is the definition of a cult. Obviously, your behavior, restricting behavior, where you can and can't go, who you can and can't see, what you can and can't read, what you can and can't talk about. And like I said, restricting the information that you get. So I think like in a society, you can't necessarily do that to me. Like as an American, you can't necessarily restrict all those things. As a North Korean, you can. And maybe some other less free places like China. And those I consider authoritarian cults, authoritarian regimes. Those are places that are not free. And so, and I necessarily wouldn't call it indoctrination. I mean, yes, everybody, you learn stuff, but what they do in cults often is indoctrinating you covertly. The way that the information is given to you often is in a way that you can't process it critically. All right? Does that make sense? I don't mean to sound like a teacher or whatever. A lot of people have changed, but if you only watch news, your brain is not going to work correctly after a while. You would imagine that would be with anything. But I think also it has a lot to do. Fox News is a part of it. But at this point now, I think that there are so many other influences, and for me, I think that social media is the biggest difference in people's behavior and going along with what they're going along with right now. The people on the right, people in MAGA are often accuse anybody else of being in a cult, or everybody else of being in a cult, or especially the left of being in the cult. And it's hard to explain to people I'm not saying that there can't be a cult on the left wing. I'm saying that this is a cult. I'm not saying that being a conservative is a cult. I'm saying these conservatives are a cult. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. The Johnston effect. I have tried to get in touch with Jay. People don't know. So Jay Johnston is a friend of mine, and if he's watching or if anybody can get in touch with him, please, tell him I want to get in touch with him. He was a good friend of mine. Jay was arrested at January 6th, and was let out last year, and I haven't had a chance to talk to him about any of this stuff. I've only gotten all the information secondhand from other friends who told me kind of about his quote-unquote conversion. Jay was, and I know you're going to hear this a lot this week, but he was one of the most apolitical people I'd ever met before the January 6th stuff. I was surprised to hear that he was even cared about politics as much as he did, when the MAGA stuff started. But yeah, let me see me right now. Large portion of true socialists are also nationalists. What's a true socialist, or just a socialist? It's funny because friend of my observation time. I mean, if anybody can find him, I've got mutual friends. I had his phone number. I've given him a call. I am one person who there are people. Horatio was talking about like unfriending people, and one of the things that Stephen talks about is like staying in contact with people who are in cults, but especially these people in MAGA. He talks about his experience in leaving the Moonies, and I had the same experience in leaving the Jehovah's Witnesses when people were nice to me. I was so used to people being mean to Jehovah's Witnesses, going door to door and stuff like that, or talking bad about them. And also I was given this complex about how you were treated. People always constantly talked about how we're persecuted, how you're going to be persecuted, people don't like you. And so you kind of internalize that. And then when people are nice to you, it's one of the things that can kind of wake you up to the group. And before then, people are often, when they're in a cult, nasty. They're often doing something that's antisocial or whatever, and it's hard to stay friends with them. But it's important, if you ever want them to ever see the light, you ever want them to ever wake up, is to try to stay friends. Try to talk to them. One of the things that Stephen talks about is staying straight, having straight up conversations with people. Tell me about it. Why do you believe this? Tell me, what's so important about this? Let me know. Convert me. A lot of times talking, a person listening to themselves talk, will wake them up. On a planetary level, we're kind of taught to advocate against our own interests in order to maintain the wealth of a shrinking number of individuals. Yeah, that's even a bigger thing. A bigger philosophical thing of like how we are on the planet, how we relate to each other. I think a lot of what happens in cults is related to social psychology. I think there's only 3 of us here right now anyway. But what you're saying, I think, is in a big, giant, in a much, much broader sense, how people treat each other. I think cults are a smaller phenomenon, a phenomenon that can happen. It can happen on a mass scale like North Korea. But when you're talking about an authoritarian, destructive cults, because I think even in the system that we live in and the things that we're not, satisfied with how we, in a market capitalist system and how we relate to each other, I think it's different than a leader of starting a group for usually their own interest. But whatever the name of the group is or whatever the interest is, but somebody, a group of people who are dedicated to a thing, and that has something that has authority over them, whether it be a body, a government, a person, or whatever. You know, we have that in a broader sense, but what I'm talking about is like the phenomenon of somebody saying, "Hey, I have this new thing, come follow me," and then not all of a sudden, but as it happens gradually, is all of a sudden now we're all dressing like him, and we're all talking like him, and we're doing everything he says, and we're living our lives by him. You know, that kind of thing. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. It's really JW's happy birthday. Listen, Spunk, I think it's going to be very soon where the JWs are going to be celebrating birthdays. They are really changing a lot of their practices and beliefs lately. YouTube. Oh, you're 5 minutes behind. Gotta catch up. I know it happens sometimes. Maybe it's my fault. But yeah, the Jehovah's Witnesses are changing a lot of their rules right now for some reason. Well, I shouldn't say for some reason. I think that they're just they're doing it because they were losing members, and they're trying to. And as the leadership got old, and new leadership comes up, and they're like, "Why are we still doing stuff like this?" And so they're changing things that, like, when I grew up with, were, you know, a big part of religion, which is like celebrating birthdays. So I think they may be close to like, we'll go ahead and celebrate birthdays. So, does anybody want to talk? There's only a couple of us here about who my next guest is going to be on the Real podcast. I don't know if you're familiar with Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh was one of the original members of Upright Citizens Brigade. I did a podcast with him not too long ago that he does with Tim Simons, who he was on the show Veep. Matt was also on the show Veep. So I was thinking about getting him on and talking about comedy. Yeah. Start celebrating other people's birthdays. Next you celebrate your own, and then boom. Even Christmas exists. Yeah. Go Matt Walsh. All right, yeah, I'll call Matt. Some of the things I want to talk to him about is how they started Upright Citizens Brigade. I was around when they started, when they were in Chicago. I was in the cast in Second City, and they were like performing around Chicago as the Upright Citizens Brigade. So I got to see, the whole beginning of that. Horatio was on with me before. He was an original member of the Upright Citizens Brigade, but at that time, by the time that they moved out of Chicago and went to New York and then got a TV show on Comedy Central, we were in the cast at Second City. So anyway, yeah, that'll be interesting. I think Veep, I got a lot of questions about Armando Iannucci, the one of the writers of Veep. Matt also did some writing for Sacha Baron Cohen, which I'm interested. I wanted to really talk to him about hidden camera stuff. He worked on another show called Man Bites Dog that was on Comedy Central. That was a hidden camera show. I did a hidden camera song on Comedy Central. Actually, I did a couple of them. But that's something that I hadn't really explored. I talked a lot about sketch, stand-up, and whatever, but the whole hidden comedy reel thing, that might be interesting to talk about all of our experiences in doing that. So anyway, ass pennies, yes. Obsessed with Upright Citizens. Prank call Besser. I don't know how funny Besser would think a prank call would be. If I actually pranked him. That's pretty good though. Maybe I should prank him now. Anyway, thanks for hanging with me. I'm gonna take off. Have a good day. Hopefully be on next Thursday. Try to get maybe Walsh on Thursday or Friday. Peace. Take care of yourself. Be good. I gotta find the thing to get out of here with.